really appreciate every single one of you for attending this opportunity call here tonight. Before I go further, let me fully introduce myself. My name is Shanice Wharton. I go by Icon Shen, and I am your co-host for tonight. So, there's a little bit of a house rule. I would like to ask you for your undivided attention. What you're about to witness, what you're about to hear tonight, is some information that has high possibility of changing your lifestyle, changing your financial status, right? I know some of you all are rushing home to, get the information. Some of you all are not jumping on board. So again, I appreciate you taking time out. So let's get down into business. Now I'm here to formally introduce someone who has played great role in my life, someone who has helped me reach thus far, one of my mentors. His name goes by Mr. Well, most of you all may know him as Richie Rich, but his name is Richard Liamu Gabriel. He has played a great role in my life, mentoring, tutoring. He has a passion for what he does, right? They are the persons who have created this opportunity for many of us who are, partaking of this journey, right? He has, a short experience role in working. He has worked in the ministry, so he has some familiarities where everyone here, I'm sure we all work. I'm sure we all have that experience in the field of work. However, his life changed a couple years ago when he chose freedom. And we all know where freedom comes from, right? By the choices that we make, by the people that we plugged in. So let me not keep you waiting. Let me not keep you, on edge, but grab a pen and paper, be in a quiet place, absorb this information. As my mentors always tell me, information is free, but what you do with it really, really matters. So without further ado, I would like to bring on my mentor, my coach, someone who I go to all the time, Mr. Richard Liangu Gabriel. Are you on the call, coach?
I am here, Shen. I am here. Thank you so
All
much
right.
for hosting the call. Appreciate you always and everything you're
Mm-hmm.
doing. And I'm sure keep up the great work with showing people the legitimacy of what we're doing and helping people learn a high paying skill set. So that being said, ladies and gentlemen, I appreciate you all for taking time out to be on this call. This will be a short, concise call where you will get information that you can make an informed decision after you have seen what I'm going to share with you. And as you heard Shanice say that, I used to work a job previously years ago, and I went through the same routine that most of us go through in life, go to school, get good grades, graduate, get a job. And I did it. I did it all the way, as we would say, to tertiary education. And I then realized that I was simply trading time for money, and I wanted more in life. So simply, to summarize everything, I chose to venture out, which most people would not have the courage to do, to learn different skill sets. And one of them was sales, public speaking, all the things that I was afraid of. And I would just say that today, the person you're seeing today is not the same person 14 years ago when I worked a job. Okay, I've been trading the financial markets for 8 years now, full time with my wife, and we have decided to mentor people by providing a community so that they can learn the skill set as well in a safe environment where they are not judged. Okay. And that is how Mentor Peak Consulting is established. So we really want to build something strong where people can think long term because the space is worth sharing with persons and helping persons through this journey. As I so wish that I would have had this opportunity to learn to accelerate my process so it wouldn't have taken me so long to learn. I wish I had someone in a community like this. So we're just returning the favor. And we, as I always say, I hope that you would have done what I'm doing for you if you were in my seat. Okay? So the name of the company is MentorP Consulting, and we have a disclaimer. So for those of you who are on the call who may have an idea about the financial markets, I want you to empty your mind right now and do not think about anything. Okay, I want you to have an empty cup so that I could just shed some light on things that I have learned, things that I know for a fact, and possibly it will help you to maybe understand a few things better and maybe to help you understand the right things. So we have a disclaimer here that we do not guarantee any income. Okay. The results that you may see and hear on this call from any testimonials are strictly based on individuals' efforts, commitment, and participation. Trading and all trading involves risk. Everything is a risk. Going to your job is a risk. Waking up every day is a risk. Everything is a risk in life. But what we have to do in life is simply manage risk. Okay. So in trading, it is like any other field. We do not have any guarantees. Only what you put in is what you get. Okay. And that should be fair enough. Now, what makes us different is simply that a few things. One is that I understand that people want a change in life, and to have a change, you have to do something different. There's no change without challenging yourself. That's why they say you can't spell challenge without changing it. So anytime you're not challenging yourself, there's zero chance of change happening in your life. Okay. So what we designed this company and this community to do is to help people along that journey of change, because change can be a struggle. It can be challenging. So having a community there with like-minded individuals who are also going through the process of learning is very encouraging, especially for persons who are not accustomed to change. Okay. The next thing we have is a structured program and mentorship. Now, I always believed that the shortcut in life is by finding mentors or persons who have the success, who can tell you what to do without you having to make too many mistakes. Now, you're going to fail along the way, but you're going to fail in a productive manner where you can gain the lessons and get feedback. Okay? And also during this process, you have to think long term. All right. In this industry, I know a lot of people think that, it's fast money, it's internet money, but it is actually long-term money. Okay. In the real trading world, it is long-term, ladies and gentlemen. Okay. Now, as the visionaries, our mission is simply to help others. We want to impact tens of thousands of lives to move them from a space of uncertainty in the financial world to being competent enough that they can lay in bed like we do, look at the phone on a morning, place a trade, and go back to sleep. Do you know that that is a reality today? And some people still think that, oh, that's internet money, that doesn't work. Well, as they say, there's no right or wrong with thinking. Um, but whatever you think, that is what it is. Thinking makes it so. Okay, so we are powered with education and the community, and that in essence helps people to be able to stay longer in their learning process. Okay, so we have been through it, we have lost a lot, we have made a lot, and we have learned lessons that we are now imparting on others in a full package. And I'll be able to share with you guys how the education aspect looks. Now, what we focus on is simply two very lucrative markets: the forex market, which stands for foreign exchange, and the stock options market, which all billionaires, all the owners of those stock companies, all of them participate in this. And as a trader, you start to realize that this world, sorry to say, the movie Matrix really makes sense now, right? It just looks like a movie called Matrix, but it is really a real thing. And as you become unplugged from all of the different media feeds and all of the propaganda and things that are spreading around the world, you start to realize that there are people pulling strings out here. You start to realize that there are higher beings out there, and everything is not everything. So that moment happens when you enter into the trading space and you really get down into it. You start to realize that these markets, they're designed in a particular way to keep the wealthy wealthy, and they're controlled by the wealthy. So what we have to do is simply get educated about the markets, because the markets are designed to actually take money from people who are uneducated, who try to get into the space. Okay. And there's no formal um, school system that we are put into from the day that we're like 5 years old, elementary school or primary school. They do not put you into any form of trading school or financial school when you're that young. And we should be encouraged to be in it because, as you see in the pictures here, holding a phone in your hand, how many of you could agree that when you see kids these days, they're learning very quickly on the phone, they're doing things that you probably will be fumbling with. So, if it is so powerful, why not put it in the hands of kids as well? So we also want to, initiate certain pilot projects and things too to help the younger generation to be introduced to this earlier as well. And we are really and truly not just a group, we're a movement. Okay. Now, for those of you who have been in the forex space or the stock option space, there are two different spaces, and there are a lot of persons who have tried to trade, have not had success. There's some people who are trading right now, have not had the major success that they need, the breakthrough. And there are people who just tried it and stopped and didn't give it any thought. So what I want you to do is understand what we offer here will help anyone from beginner to intermediate to advanced to sharpen their knowledge or to take you from ground all the way up. We have what's called the Trade Master Plan. The Trade Master Plan is like a boot camp, and it focuses on stock options. However, the strategies that you're going to learn that we break down with the charting, you will be able to trade any market after you finish that bootcamp. Okay? It is also recorded. So let's say you have a busy life, a busy schedule, and you're thinking, well, I don't have time to do anything. I don't have time to study. Well, that is why you probably need to do this because you have no time, and you will always have no time if you don't have a high paying skill set where you don't have to trade time for money anymore. So the same way that I would, yes, trade time for money, it would just probably take me 15 minutes, 30 minutes to make the same amount of income I would have made working at 8 to 4 for 8 hours in a day. So it's really and truly not time, it is the value that you have with respect to the time. You understand? So the live trading sessions, all of these services here to help you to get that value so that when you perform, you reap the rewards because money is a byproduct of value. So we have the live trading sessions on a Friday for persons who could jump on Zoom. We have in-person classes for where we're situated right now in Trinidad and Tobago. We have SAPA and we have UE as well to accelerate in-person learning. We also have Live Market Watch, which is, I would put a pin there because that actually helps take the theory that you're learning and you could jump on live and watch as we go through the charts when the market is open, put in all the concepts into one big into use so that you get to see live what we're doing. And that is kind of like the hands-on approach, and people are really starting to learn much faster that way after going through the academy and things like that. But we'll do it simultaneously at the same time. Okay, we also have copy and paste forex signals, and they have been doing very well. It's called Gold Vault. So we have a gold trader that trades at nearly every day. Last week was over 700 pips. This week already, today was at I think about 80 pips, right? I think he lost one early, and then he made 160 pips after. Okay, but he has a very good win to reward ratio, winning ratio. And you also have access to, well, we're still working on this. We're gonna fine tune the auto trader because I know a lot of people like hands-free things, but I will just let you guys know that automated trading, it sounds nice, but it doesn't mean make a lot of money. Okay? It can make you money, but you always, in any form of trading, you want to use risk-free money, ladies and gentlemen. Any form of trading. Okay? Now, we have a few success stories, quite a few that have happened really quickly, guys. And I would stem it to both a person's desire to win, a person's desire for change. And people only want change based on two things, inspiration or desperation. So either you're in a space right now where you need something to happen, that is what initiates change. And the other instant is when you could see a community of people who are winning and maybe, you're in a comfortable spot, but it breaks that comfortable spirit because your comfort zone is your broke zone and puts you in a space now where you're inspired to get to the next level in life. So we have people in all of those fields, people who are desperate for change, inspired for change, and they took up the education in the community and they have created that change in their life. We have Kizzy who, had a pretty good job, worked for 12 years, had a great company where people are trying to get in. She was trying to get out. And she was able to learn stock options and she was able to become a stay-at-home mom. Okay. And it didn't take her 4 years like a degree. It took her less than a year. and she gave herself that opportunity to learn, and she really put in the work. Okay. We also have Shakila, who is a stay-at-home mom, and she became the breadwinner of her family at a very young age when she decided to learn stock options and also be a part of our affiliate program. And she was really and truly finding her space now because she was someone who was scammed a lot. And when she saw the realness and legitimacy of what we have here, she went all out. Okay. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we have many people from all walks of life. Okay. We have educators, we have business people, we have, listen, we have people in the medical field, we have drivers, all walks of life who are willing to learn. So it doesn't matter where you're, we even have kids. We have teenagers who are learning as well because they're preparing themselves, and parents understand that putting their child in a position to win early, it's not just academic. There are other avenues as well, and this is a very feasible avenue as well. So this is how persons are getting started. Now, the services, let me share with you quickly what the services look like. So from our website, okay, just log in the back office here. So let's say you missed some classes. It doesn't matter. Everything is recorded. So we have the trade master plan, okay, which focuses on stock options, which is actually very lucrative. Your money literally compounds when you're trading. So it's not like stocks, it's the options where you could make money when the market is going down, the stock market is going down when people are scared, and you can make money when the market is going up. Okay, and that's how the billionaires do it. Okay, when the billionaires who own all the stocks, they're actually buying puts in stock options and making money while the world is crying, and then they buy it back up and send the market back up, right? So you get an insight into all of these things. We even help you to set up your broker. So the brokers that we use are regulated entities. Charles Schwab is the stock options broker that we use, we are facilitated with. And for Forex, there are two regulated brokers that we use as well. And those things, we will help you set those things up even if you don't know how to do it. So normally what you do is you set up your broker, you start off with a demo account, you take the lessons, the education, everything, all the classes here you're going to be going through, and you're going to be practicing and practicing and practicing. And practice makes permanent, not perfect. So as you practice and practice, you're strengthening that muscle, and I call it the financial muscle, where you could look at the chart, be able to identify things, and make money straight from the charts. Okay, so we have the stock options master plan here, and we also have a Mindset Monday. Mindset Monday is crucial for persons, I believe, to set their psychology in the right space because everything starts in the mind. And most people are stuck or where they are because of their mindset. That's why it has mindset. Your mind is set. It cannot think of anything else because it's set. And you need sometimes a conscious interrupt to get to the next level. We also have copy and paste, as I shared, where you could go through the videos how to copy and paste. And we even provide you with a growth plan spreadsheet so that you could compound your money. Okay. So let's say someone wanted to start with 500 US and risk not 25%, but 5%. Okay, this form is editable and grow it to 100,000. You could do that in possibly 82 winning trades. Okay, that's winning trades according to this risk to reward. Let's use proper risk to reward, 1 to 2 at least, right? 55 trades. And then it will share with you what lot size to use. This might sound foreign to you, but I'm just giving you a quick insight into the things that you would get when you get started so that you could be learning and earning at the exact same time. So while trades are coming through, you just have to copy the data. It's like data entry. Let the professional make you the money while you are learning to become competent. Does that make sense? Okay. So I just give you a quick insight into what you get, the recordings, the advanced classes, concepts that are really helping people to put one and two together and help even advanced persons or intermediate persons sharpen up and get to the next level. Okay, there just might be one or two things that you're missing that will put you over the edge to become a very successful trader. Okay, now the packages. So what you saw there with everything, okay, the copy and paste, the whole academy, the mindset, psychology recordings, all of that, the community, the live market watch, in-person sessions, if you're here for that, all of that is 200 USDT for the first month or 1600 TT dollars. and then $1,200 TT dollars per month for access to everything, which is a steal of a deal, ladies and gentlemen. Okay. Now, if you do not want the copy and paste signals and you want everything else and you just want to learn, we have it for 175 USDT or 1,400 TT dollars, and then monthly 880 TT dollars thereafter to keep access to the services. Okay, so we make it very affordable for persons who want to get started to have continuous education, continuous access to real-time mentorship. You would get that here. Now, for those who simply just want to copy and paste trades alone or start there, some people even start there and then migrate to start learning based on their budget. You could get access to the copy and paste trading service for 600 TT and then 400 TT monthly thereafter. Okay, and you could load however much money you want into your broker account. So this is just paying for access. This is not funding your accounts or anything. Okay. You decide how much you want to fund your account with. We will recommend how much you could start with. Okay. But that is separate, and you're not giving us your money. You're putting your money in a regulated broker. You're taking the education and the services from here to help you to be profitable in the financial markets. Does that make sense? And that is how things should be done in this space, where you're not handing someone your money, you are putting your money in a regulated broker, because not all brokers are regulated, and you are simply going after the education. That is how people are supposed to deal in this space legitimately and to protect yourselves, because there are people out there that will come and tell you certain things and they're not true. And that's when people, start to think differently about the space, but it's just that they did not know any better. Okay. Now I want to jump into something here as well, because we are a growing company and people love what we're doing. People have the opportunity, if they choose to make part-time income, which sometimes turns into full-time income. So we have decided to provide a compensation plan where persons can make residual income if they choose to while learning to trade. This is not compulsory, but I highly recommend it. Okay, because we are growing so fast and people are enjoying the services, the community is incredible, ladies and gentlemen. Let me see if I can show you the community from the website. Okay, from the website, you could go and look through. Okay, we had a major event just recently, locally here. The in-person classes we have at SAPA and at UE. Okay, community events. We had our yacht party last year. This was our yacht. Well, it didn't load up yet. Okay, we had our yacht party last year. Okay, more in-person classes. More in-person classes. Okay, and a lot of reviews. So you could go on the website and listen to some of the reviews from all of these wonderful persons, and there's so many more loading up, and people from different backgrounds. One of my friends from school who's now a veterinarian, wonderful Gloria, the best Gloria you will ever meet in the world, right? Educators and coaches, traders, lots of persons who are changing their lives. Okay, guys? So with that being said, let me share with you how it is you can make residual income, okay, if you choose to. Now, to become an affiliate with the company while learning the skill set, it's just 80 TT dollars. 80 TT dollars to make any amount of money I'm going to explain to you here. So let's say, for example, you found everything really interesting, really incredible, and you say, you know what, I have some friends who would appreciate this, and you shared it with them, or you invited them to a presentation and they saw it and they said, you know what, they want to learn as well. Well, if you became an affiliate and you invited 3 persons and they get started, you would get 400 TT per person. And then once those 3 are active, you would get up to 1,050 TT dollars per month. And this is totally separate from you learning and trading and copy and pasting. This is just extra income that we're providing persons who want to be affiliates. Okay. But let's just say that you became a go-getter and you said, you know what? This thing is really growing, and you ended up with 10 customers. 10 customers will put you at 3,250 TT dollars monthly. 18 customers, 6,500 TT dollars, which is like 812 USDT. Okay. And it's paid out weekly. Okay. So every week we just check to see how many customers someone might have had, and we pay them accordingly weekly. Okay. 30 customers, up to 1,300 USDT, 45. So wherever it is, wherever you are, it doesn't matter. People are always looking for good services, good education, a nice community, a judgment-free community. And that is what we provide here. But that's not all the money. Let's say, for example, you invited someone like Icon Shen, okay? And Icon Shen right now, who's a elite platinum, okay? Let's say you invited Icon Shen, and Icon Shen is making minimum 800 US a month, okay? Separate from her trading, and you brought her in. And you are an achiever. Let's say you're the first round because you brought in Icon Shen, you brought me in, and let's say you brought in Tim. And Icon Shen is an elite platinum. You will get paid a matching bonus of 1,300 TT dollars just because Icon Shen is an elite platinum and you brought her in. So we foster camaraderie, we foster helping each other, all of those things. And it's just a lot of things we're sharing with persons in terms of value, in terms of a community, in terms of income, in terms of mindset growth, and people are loving it. So with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, I just want you to know that we're here to help you to help build your legacy and your goals. So we're going to work alongside you both in the trading aspect or only in the trading aspect if that's what you want. We have many customers doing that. Or in both if you want to learn how to be someone who can grow an organization or you want to develop those skills. Okay, so you're going to learn a skill for life. You're going to access live and recorded mentorship. And as I said, this is a movement, ladies and gentlemen, not just a class. And as the great Warren Buffett always says, the most important investment you can make is in yourself. And that's why I always encourage people and I applaud people who are taking the time out to learn the skill set and fail forward. The same way I did it, I know the value of feeling forward and investing in yourself and putting your best foot forward. So with that being said, I want to appreciate you all for being on this call and get back to the person who invited you. Let them know what you liked best. Let them know where you want to get started. And let's help you in your journey. And I hope to see every one of you at the top and not just from the top. Good night, everyone. Bye for now.